Hello everybody, my name is Chef Stanley Townsend and we're here today to share some tips and some tricks on how to make some tasty and nutritious dishes out of ingredients commonly found in the Edmonton Food Bank hamper. So stick around, we're going to have fun and we're going to get cooking. Keep it simple, keep it fun. I love making dishes that kids like to eat. That's the true sign of the palatability of a dish, if the kids will eat it. So here's a dish that kids absolutely love. I call it crispy critter chicken fingers. Now we know we can go to the fast food places and we get all kinds of chicken fingers that are deep fried. This one is healthy because it's actually baked. So we're going to start off with some cornflake crumbs. You can make your own or you can purchase them already made. To make your own, all you have to do is take some cornflakes, put them in a large plastic bag, crunch it up, hit it a couple of times with the rolling pin till they're nice and small like that. To give it some additional flavor, generally we're going to use 2 cups of cornflake crumbs, a half a cup of Romano cheese. Romano cheese is like Parmesan cheese, only it's cheaper. So look for Romano cheese. And we're going to put in our spices. We're going to put in a couple of teaspoons of paprika. And that paprika is going to give it extra flavor. And already in there, we have a little pinch of nutmeg. We have some pepper. We don't really need any salt because cornflakes are very, very high in salt. So we'll put that aside. Next thing we do is we've got to make an egg wash. So I've taken a couple of eggs, beat them up. You can add a little milk to that, add a little water to that. And then I've got my chicken fingers. And so these chicken fingers, I actually went to a big food store, a Mart, and I bought a $10 package of chicken breast, which I've cut into strips. The best way to cut them into strips is put that package into the freezer, let them freeze partially, bring them out, partially thaw them, and when they're nice and firm, then you just cut them into nice strips. So all we got to do is take these chicken strips. Now look, that's a lot of chicken strips, isn't it? That's $10 worth of chicken strips. You can cook them all off in one batch, or you can prepare some, put them into a freezer, and leave it like that. Next thing we're going to do, working with chicken, you see I have to be very careful not to contaminate my counter. I'm wearing rubber gloves. If you don't have rubber gloves, just carefully wash your hands or use a pair of tongs. So we're just going to take these chicken fingers, kind of drain them up, and one of the advantages of this chicken breast is that I can cut them into long, thin pieces, and they're going to cook fairly quickly. Now we are going to cook these in a very hot oven at 425, and guess what? Like all my dishes, they don't take a long time to cook. They'll be in the oven for about 10 minutes and they'll be ready to go. So we'll just take those cornflake crumbs, crisp them up like that. Have a pan with a little parchment paper or well greased. Now look at that. Doesn't that look good? It's not even cooked yet. Don't eat it. So you always want to make sure that the chicken is well cooked, not overcooked, but cooked till it's white. There's no pink juices coming from it. Pretty easy to make, right? I will just do the rest of these chicken fingers, kind of draining off the moisture. As you can see, there was 2 eggs in there, but those 2 eggs got kind of diluted with some of the residual juices of the chicken. So boom, boom, boom. Now, being a chef, I get to do a lot of the cooking at home. And being a big guy, you can tell that I like eating. And I don't like waiting around for my food. And I don't like going to fast food restaurants. So I'm a fast food chef, but I'm using real ingredients. And I'm just using good cooking methods. And I'm using good techniques to make healthy food. I'm not using deep frying any of my food. I'm getting the same flavor. I'm getting even more flavor from these chicken fingers. Healthy, crunchy, tasty. Of course, you can serve these with your favorite dip if you want to make them into a meal. I suggest cooking some rice. Serve them with rice, and of course, this really nice, nutritious meal is to serve them with a little side of coleslaw. Not coleslaw that comes out of the bag. A little later on in class or in the program, I'll show you how to hand cut coleslaw, so you get nice, crunchy, nutritious coleslaw with no additives to it. So there we go. Those are chicken fingers, and I'm going to ask my helper, Stephanie, to just slide those into the oven. 10 minutes, they'll be ready to serve. Okay, so we pulled those chicken fingers out of the oven. 10 minutes at 425. Look at that. Don't they look great? Nice and crispy, crunchy. You'll know why I call them crispy critter chicken fingers. Absolutely loved by kids of all ages, the big kids, the small kids. And we're just going to take those and put them into a nice pan. And of course, you can make your own dipping sauce with this, whether it's honey mustard. Honey mustard is very simple to make. All you have to do is take some mustard and pour a little liquid honey into it until you've got the desired degree of sweetness. Now look at that. My goodness. Wouldn't that be a big hit at a tailgater party also? So I'm just going to take that aside. We're going to garnish it a little bit. Of course, I've got some celery here, and I'm wondering what the heck can I do with all those beautiful fronds on the inside of the celery. So I can take those out. Don't those look nice, like a little bouquet? I could put those anywhere I want to. I'm just going to put a few right there in the middle of the dish. They stand up. Give it a little bit of flourish. And of course, this would be nice too if you served it with some carrot sticks, some celery sticks, and maybe a little ranch dressing. Wow, you'd have a beautiful, beautiful dish. Now let's take a look at that. Doesn't that look good? Going to the tailgate party, going to the Grey Cup, watching the hockey game, having a few friends over for a few cold bubblies. Crispy critter chicken fingers.
I'm Marjorie Benz, I'm Executive Director of Edmonton's Food Bank, and we're here today with Stanley, who's going to teach us some great cooking tips, as well as talk about how we can maximize those precious dollars when we're buying food. Stanley,
That's for sure, Marjorie. We want to make sure that our food not only tastes good, it looks good, but it gets the best bang for their buck. And we can do that by we're using a lot of meatless dishes or substitutes for meat, and so that works out very well. And we're also putting a big focus on some of the ethnic dishes, because as the food bank celebrates Heritage Days, and that's one of the major fundraisers, we like to carry that message to our folks that, hey, if you got any extra groceries or money, that would really help out with the food bank.
yeah, and certainly Edmonton and Alberta is very proud of that cultural diversity that we experience in our day-to-day. And so, Stanley, let's talk about what you're wearing.
What am I wearing? I feel like I'm on the Oscars. Well, first of all, I'd I'd like to thank you very much for being part of this collaboration, because it is a collaboration with the Edmonton Food Bank. We're flying under the banner of the Edmonton Food Bank. But you can see my hat. I am actually the president of Edmonton Chefs.ca. We're a professional organization that tries to champion success in the culinary world. I'm also wearing my blue scarf here, which is the color innate, which kind of symbolizes the unlimited opportunities in the big blue skies of Alberta. I am very proud to be wearing a jacket. This is a jacket. I was a national technical advisor for Skills Canada. And Skills Canada actually champions young people getting into trades like cooking and like baking and all that good stuff. So, you know, I'm now retired, but people see me on TV and says, "How come you're still working?" I says, "I'm not working, I'm having fun, and it's all for a good cause."
Well, we're very pleased that you're sharing your great skills with us, and the viewers will certainly view excellent cooking opportunities.
Thanks very much,
Thank
Marjorie.
you.
Okay, so we're going to do a little tip and a trick here on how to handle celery. We're going to put a little celery, some crunch in the munch for this next dish, is potato salad. So most people, when they get the celery, they cut off the head here and they cut off the back. But the real way a professional would cut the celery is he would cut the bottom all around like that to a point, cut the top off just a little bit, then we'll take all those sticks of celery. Now you can see, instead of only getting 3/4 of the celery, I'm getting about 95% of the celery. These little pieces here, I showed you already. Those are absolutely great for making stock or using as garnishes or whatever. We can use those for a garnish. And there we've got our celery, right? Quite a bit of difference between hack this piece off and hack that piece off. We've got about 100%. Now I'm going to give you a quick little lesson on how to dice this celery. Just going to make sure that that's washed off, nice and clean. Just put this stuff aside here. Cutting celery. Lay the celery down here, and I'm going to lay the celery a little bit on its side like this. I'm going to draw my knife all the way down there. See, a nice sharp knife. And then I've got the celery all cut into kind of little pieces like this, so that when I actually go to dice the celery, I don't have it's already, you know, the celery is holding on to itself. So slicing and dicing, always try to work at a right angle. That's what I like to do. I take the knife and I put the knife right down where it falls on my right-hand side, put the celery up to the knife, tuck in my thumb, do the creepy crawler all the way up there till I've got it, and then I just slice across like this. And this celery, I want to cut it into fairly small pieces because I'm going to put that into the potato salad. And what that does is adds a little color to the potato salad, but it gives some texture to the potato salad too. Or one of my favorite culinary terms, it puts some crunch into the munch. So nobody likes eating potato salad that tastes like, well, it isn't texturally unchallenging. So there we got a little celery. Simple. Just clean that up. And all those little end pieces here, we don't throw those out. We save those all in a pot, all the little end pieces of the carrots, the celery. Nothing goes to waste because we take those ingredients, put them in a pot with cold water and some seasoning, and we're going to make vegetable stock. Now, secret to potato salad. It's all technique. Same ingredients, but we're going to use a little bit of technique that's going to make a beautiful potato salad. First rule is take that potato salad, cook your potatoes in the skin. Don't peel them, cook them right in their jacket. And try to use new potatoes, not russet potatoes. Red potatoes are great. And so what I've done is I boiled these, and once they come out, I just take the back of the knife and I just kind of scrape that peel off, and if there's any little indentations there. I'm not too worried if there's a little bit of peel left on the potato because I'm a rustic type of a cook, and I think that gives some sort of authenticity to to the food. If the food's got a little blemish or a little small amount of peel, I'm not going to lose it. Now, the idea of cooking these potatoes in their jacket is all the vitamins and nutrition is directly under the skin. So hence, the less skin you remove, the more nutrition that is going to be in the potato. And all of the minerals and the vitamins are concentrated just underneath the skin, which tells us if we cook those potatoes in the skin, we're going to retain the nutrition and vitamins. Not only that, we're going to get lots of good taste of it. Next thing is, how do we dice all these potatoes for the potato salad? That's a bit of a pain. So what I do again, as you can see, I've got a big cutting board. My knife falls right where it does. I cut that slice off, I put that potato up there, I cut that slice off, I put that potato out there, that slice. I do everything according to a method. So these little slices, then 1, 2, 3, I cut these into slices like that. Now once those slices are all in there, then I can go back and I can slice these, and you can see I'm using a rocking action with my knife. Point is down, push forward, bring back, or you can use a chopping motion, or if you're petrified of knives, use a little paring knife, but the whole thing is, I've got one form there. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work with right angles. So I've got all those little potatoes lined up like this. Now I've made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of potato salad as a former banquet chef, and I've always made it all by hand. So the next thing we're going to do is just go right across like that. And this takes all of the, now you notice that I am going from the left-hand side or the right-hand side to the left-hand side. And I'm not moving my knife, I'm moving my body. As you can see, I'm going all the way over. So those potatoes are all diced. Just do a little quick check. And all I have to do is take those and put those potatoes. Now we're going to make a lot of potato salad today. So the secret of the potato salad, large mixing bowl, celery, crunch or the munch, finely diced onion. Now you can use regular onion or sweet onion. In this case I use sweet onion. When you're using the onion is going to give lots of flavor. But we don't want that onion to overpower the potato salad. So I got about 2 stalks of celery. I've got about 1 medium onion, as you can see. It's all in there. Just happened to be, I got a little fresh dill from the garden this morning, so I might as well throw that in. You don't have to put that in there. And the secret ingredients to making a really good potato salad is to use lots of eggs. So I got about 4 small eggs, but 2 or 3 eggs for this amount of potato salad but lots of eggs chopped up. You can either chop them up, put them in the in through a grater, or just dice them up. So we got all the eggs in there. See that? Looks colorful already. Now, when we're cooking food, we want to have sweet, sour, salty, spicy, whatever. So, about 1 tablespoon of sugar, about 1 tablespoon of salt. And I tend to over-season the potato salad, because what happens is those potato salads are going to suck up all of the salt. So too many times you've had potato salad, you eat it one day and the next day it tastes flat, because the potatoes have absolutely absorbed. Pepper in there, and of course some mustard. Gives a little bite and a little color to the salad. In there like that, and that, and then finally we've got a generous amount of mayonnaise. Now here's the secret. I don't have any potatoes in there yet. What's happened to the potatoes? You said it was potato salad, chef. Well, we've got the salt, we've got the sugar, and we should have a little bit of vinegar here too, about a tablespoon. The yin, the yang. This is what we're going to develop all these flavors. What I want to do is I want to have all those flavors marry. So the eggs, the onions, the sugar, the vinegar is going to marry harmoniously. And that salt is going to be dispersed all among the dressing. And there's the dressing. Looks good already. Now, I'm going to add the potatoes to it. Too many people, they would take the dressing and plop that on top of the potatoes. How's it going to get mixed? So I put the dressing and then I let gravity do the work. Now I can hold back on some of those potatoes, which I will, and then I'm going to mix it up. And it should be a little on the loose side. We said the recipe is for creamy potato salad, so we want it moist, knowing that as it sits, those potatoes are going to absorb the mayonnaise and the flavoring, and they're going to all blend together. And in chef's terminology, all those flavors are going to marry. And we're going to have a flavor that says potato salad. Not chunks of potatoes with mayonnaise and cucumbers and all that sort of stuff thrown in there. Oh, very, very important to me when you're making that potato salad, if you want those potatoes to absorb all the flavor and really, really taste good, is it's very, very important to dice those potatoes small, right? So that'll give you a chance to practice with your knife skills. There we got the potato salad. Now I'm going to just taste it a little bit and see if I have to correct the flavors. Shouldn't have to. That's so good. I could cry in my potato salad, but I won't. Tastes a little salty. I want it to taste a little salty. I want it to be over-seasoned now, because as it sits, it's going to absorb the salad. So what have I got? I think I'm so fond of using these dishes, I'm going to use this dish again. You know, presentation is everything. It seems like all of the dishes I make actually hold one of these. Now these look like a fancy dish. Yeah, they're fancy, but you know, you can buy dishes like this for service at any department store. It's not. So boom. Now, what can we do? My herbs are here somewhere. Okay. I'm going to take a little parsley. A little more. Stephanie, my lovely assistant, is working over here behind the scenes. I got some parsley that I grew in my garden. So again, you know, when you're doing this, I could sprinkle some paprika on there that would give it some good color. I can put a little parsley. I can put a little more of those celery garnishes on there if I wanted to. Just jazz it up a bit. I could do that at both ends. Let's see if I get in there. A little bit of parsley there. Excellent. A little bit of paprika on top of that. And Bob's your uncle. There we have creamy potato salad. Yum. This is good enough to eat as a main dish. You serve that with a little cold cut on the side or something like this. Or what I like to do is I just like to get a bowl and eat that potato salad like a bowl. Secret is dice the potatoes small, incorporate all the ingredients together. Beautiful. Now, one of the favorite dishes is the breakfast of surfers. You'll find this on any Hawaiian restaurant menu, and it's called a Loco Moco. I don't know if that's a particular surf style, but let's show you how you make it. And it can be all made with leftover ingredients. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the plate with a generous portion of steamed rice. Hawaiians like to use a lot of rice. That's their carbohydrate in the diet. The next thing they're going to do is we're going to take a hamburger patty. We've cooked a hamburger patty. This could be the hamburger patty that is left over from last night's barbecue. So we're going to put right that on, and we're going to cover the whole thing with gravy. And in this particular case, the gravy I'm using is an onion gravy. And I've got a recipe on how to make what goes better with hamburger than onion. I've got a recipe on there. What I've done is I've made the gravy out of onion soup mix. So that's very, very, very quick. And we just put that on like that. And this is the breakfast, most popular breakfast for the surfers, gives them a big protein kick. And right on top of that, we put a nice sunny fried egg. So if you're looking for breakfast that's something a little bit different, something that's nutritious, something I don't have time to cook breakfast, but I'm starved because I'm eating my breakfast at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there you have the Hawaiian breakfast, the breakfast of champions, the breakfast of surfers, a Loco Moco, high in protein, high in carbohydrates, high in energy, cheap like borscht. Thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you had some fun today. I hope you learned a few tips and tricks on how to stretch that food dollar, and hope to see you again on Cook It Simple.